Alright guys, we are heading back down the hill. Finishing off the last of my coffee. Okay, so we've done the uphill climb, we've done the wet hill climb, and today what we will do is we will go at a slow speed. Okay, this is the test video, guys. I'm gonna go at normal speed and see whether you guys like this video or not. Please watch all the way, yeah? Okay, so now we are in the Audi Q3 SportBack, and we are driving at what I call a normal speed on this Gotong Jaya road heading back towards Kuala Lumpur. And we are just using normal mode. Yeah, let me check what mode I'm in. Driving mode. Okay, I'm in auto. Okay, not dynamic, yeah. I'm in auto mode where the car will adapt itself to whatever I'm doing. So if I drive sporty, it will become sporty. If I drive slow, it will become comfortable. So just imagine I'm an ordinary guy driving the car or this SUV, and we're gonna get overtaken by a motorbike. Oh, he's waiting behind. And so you approach a bend, you brake, get into the right speed, and then as you go in, you put gentle pressure on the throttle, and when you're going around this bend, you hold your steering stable and you accelerate just enough to keep the power on. That's a nice BMW. And when you come to the bend, you slow down. You don't really have to brake. No, you don't really have to change down, because when you're in automatic mode, it will sort of select the correct gear for you. Now the thing about going through corners, if you do a bit of weight transfer, it helps, you know, and weight transfer is achieved by lifting off slightly just before the corner. Okay, we're going to follow the lanes. And do all your acceleration when the car is more or less in a straight line. Okay, when you're going up, or especially going downhill, try not to use your brakes too much. That means you only brake when it's necessary. Don't just keep your foot on the brake. Even light pressure on the brakes will cause the brakes to heat up. So when you do your braking, you should brake a bit more firmly and for as short a time as possible. So like for example here, I'm braking to keep the speed down so that I can take the corner smoothly. and I just tap the brakes just a little bit. And here I brake once, twice, 3 times. The third time a bit harder to make sure that I slow down enough for the hump. So keep your eyes on the road, keep your eyes on your rear mirrors, and if there is no car, yeah, maybe you can cut the lane if you want to give it a smoother cornering line. But if you are not sure, just follow the same speed, yeah, and then just follow your lane. So around these curves, all you have to do is just keep a steady throttle pressure on, just to keep the car in positive traction, and that way you will get better grip. Now also watch the hands, yeah. This is the push-pull method, and even though the car is going around a bend, your hands are basically in this 9-3 or 10-2 position. You can also use the hand over hand method, but today let's just talk about the push-pull. So you pull down with your right hand, you push up with your left hand, and as you go around the bend, notice how the steering turns but the hands remain in the same position. Now there's a reason for this, because when you're sitting like this, your shoulders are square with the seats and you are in a much stronger position. And in case you need to turn the steering a bit more, you can still turn. You can't do that when your hands are locked up. And this way, if you're driving like this, your body doesn't turn with the steering. You know, you just sit straight up with your belt tightened, and your passengers will also get a sense of well-being because they feel that you are like very stable. You know, you are not turning with the car. Okay guys, so we're at the bottom of the hill, and let's do a quick wrap up. So did I like the car? Yes, I did, but let me just qualify that. Yeah, this is a very comfortable SUV, very good for people with family. And by family, I mean that your wife and kids will be very comfortable in this car. I took my wife up yesterday, and she did mention that this car is very, very comfortable, and she felt very secure in the rain because of the sure grip that the car had. And yes, I'm sorry I call it a car, but this is actually a SUV, and more like a crossover. So it's like in between a car and an SUV. It's a little bit higher than a normal car, and well, maybe a little bit lower than a normal SUV. So it's just like in between, and that's why they call it a crossover. For people who are crossing over from sedan to SUV, this is a very nice car to have. And few reasons why I like it. It's got the coasting function. When you go on efficiency, when you lift off on the accelerator, the engine actually disengages from the transmission, and engine RPM drops to about 800, and then you're just coasting. But whereas in a normal car, if you just put into neutral and coast, it is dangerous. For this one, there's some safety features inside. You can actually engage the gear automatically by just stepping on the brake or by accelerating. So this is a very sort of like a intuitive system that makes sure that you don't end up in a dangerous situation freewheeling. Then the other thing is, it's got quite a few driving modes. You have comfort, efficiency, then you have dynamic, and then you also have individual, where you can tune the two parameters that are adjustable, and that is the drivetrain tuning and also the steering. The steering becomes heavier when you go on dynamic, and when you go on comfort and efficiency, it becomes lighter. Now, another thing I like is of course, the all-wheel drive system, which gives you all the confidence you want, and you will find yourself driving so much better going around corners, and also in the wet you will appreciate it. In the dry, you will be really, really amazed at what it can do. And 19-inch wheels help a lot. The grip from the 19-inch wheels with the 255 tires, they are not very famous tires. These are just hung cooks, you know. But still, we had no problems with the grip. The car was just as enjoyable. Now, the interior fittings are very nice, very premium, and seats are comfortable, and you even get electrical seats for the passenger. Six airbags, and rear seats are adjustable for reach. I mean, you can slide them back and forth, and you can also adjust the back a little bit, I think. So that makes the Audi Q3 SportBack very, very nice. And of course, the SportBack looks a lot sportier, more sporty looking than the ordinary Q3. And of course, for taller people, you might lose a little bit in terms of headroom, but well, I'm not tall, so I don't really care. I suppose for Audi to bring in this car, it's a lot of dilemma and questions to be asked, because as a CBU, that means completely imported, every dollar that you add to the cost of the car after taxes can become like 6 or 7 ringgit, you know. Every ringgit added to the cost can result in 6 or 7 ringgit at the end of the day. So therefore, it is quite costly to put stuff in. And well, I suppose it's a tough decision, but they have to make a decision not to include some of the features so that the car can still be affordable. Well, I think the answer for this would be they should seriously consider going into CKD operations, because CKD is the way to go. That's how to get the costs down. And of course, having a competitive pricing is also very important. Well, anyway, looks like I have to find a second-hand one if I really want one, yeah? Because, well, it is expensive. But then, not everybody will find this expensive. There will be people who actually want some exclusivity, and if you're one of them, this is it. And remember, if you want to buy this car or any of the Audis, you can contact us directly through our channel, and you can go to shop.yskhongdriving.com, yeah, and have a look. You can get in touch with us there, and we'll be there to get you your new car anytime. All right then, thanks very much, and till we meet again, bye bye.